bitch off. Next caller.
Oh boy, here we go. We gonna do night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. I'm just gonna give y'all 2 in 1. This gonna be our WrestleMania video, bruh. The night 1 was but night 2, boy, night 2 started off with a bang, and it just kept on going until we got to the New Day match, and then the AJ Styles, the AJ Logan Paul match. But that main event, boy, let me tell you something. John Cena, my GOAT, but god damn it. Anyways, though, without further ado, man, let's get right into this. As we go along, I give y'all my thoughts and opinions on each match as we go along, bro. Let's get this video over with, bro, because this year WrestleMania, bro.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This year WrestleMania was not it at all, bro. I hate to be that guy. But this year WrestleMania was ass. Boo-boo juice. I'm just sitting up here like,
Cut that bitch off. Next caller.
but anyway, so let's get back into this.
The show of shows has returned. This has been the longest for a WrestleMania build, and I think the build suffered because of it. They need to drag the stories into the later parts of April, and also the fact that it feels like they don't feel like they gotta prove a point. WWE's had some weird vibes surrounding it the last month. For some reason, it doesn't feel as optimistic as it was 3 months ago. And the reason why I say this is because everyone had a lot of hopes for this WrestleMania, but then once the build actually went down, they're like, oh, whatever. The vibe could swing either way, and WrestleMania will definitely give us answers. Now, at the end of the day, WrestleMania is WrestleMania. While I don't love the build of the show, the same could be said for last year. The main event carried hard last year. On the other side, there wasn't that same energy here. I would have hoped the build for Cena and Cody had been incredible, but you can't win everything. That said, let's get into it. WrestleMania Night 1. The game Triple H welcomed everyone to WrestleMania. The stage to me looks like it would fit in East Coast WrestleMania, especially one in New York. It's a weird thought, but just want to mention that. Jey Uso and Gunther, the World Heavyweight Championship. This match opened the show. When Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, it was a massive surprise and one that many of us could have seen coming. WWE didn't present him all that strong heading to the Rumble, barring a Drew victory on the first Raw on Netflix. His push though should have been more clear to some of us because he's been moving a lot of merch and he has a crowd in the palm of his hand. This is the most important match of his career and it feels like WWE has given everything they could into making this a monumental night for Jey Uso. Bro, I thought Seth Rollins was Jey's DJ now. He had a special entrance and has to be mentioned again. This guy is so damn popular. Gunther didn't need all that and came out casually. Jey surprisingly went for the collar and elbow early on and I'm like, bro, when did you know how to wrestle? Out here trying to out wrestle a man of the highest honor. He bitched him with that chop Jay at some points during the match was favoring his arm. It seemed like he was hurting, but that faded away. The match picked up, Jay has his flurry of moves leading to the Uso splash, and Gunther didn't want to deal with this. He tried to steal the match and his frustration was emerging. Uso was in a very tough position.
That's where I thought it was going to be over when he hit him with the title. But then again, I was like, maybe Jay finna come out. Not Jay, but Jimmy finna come out and help him. Nah, they let him deal with this on his own, which was a good thing, by the way. This was a good move by WWE. Let him do it on his own. Let him build his own character on his own.
But Yeet Mania was in front of him. He's not gonna lose in front of his Yeet fans or whatever the hell they're called. They upped the intensity here. Both men were really laying it in, especially Gunther, but none of his offense was working. Then suddenly Jay becomes re-unlocked. Goes crazy with the super kicks, of course, which is one of his only moves, unfortunately. The strikes, the spear, and then 3 splashes before locking Gunther in his own finisher move to make him tap out. Now that was shocking. It's not the fact that Jay Uso winning is shocking. It's the fact that they made Gunther tap out to his own move. They made Gunther tap out to his own move, and I'm like, bro, if this was back in the 90s and you told freaking Undertaker to lose to a tombstone pile driver, he'd probably kill you if you even considered that thought. With that,
it would have worked with the only person that would have worked with was Kane, but outside of that, yeah, that would have been terrible.
that said, this match was decent. I'd say it's almost good.
Yeah, it's decent. It's nothing to go crazy for. This is more like a I'm thinking like a low rate pay-per-view match where the underdog overcomes and shit, like fucking Night of Champions type of pay-per-view. Like this was like a Night of Champions pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like this wasn't nothing to really like jump out the gym for. This was alright. This wasn't nothing special. But seeing Jay win the title was a wholesome moment.
The reason why I don't think it was like gray or anything like that is because it was missing something. Also, Jay Uso goes back to the same moves, the same sequences, the same combos. So it's like the threshold of the match is already reached. You're not gonna go any further than that. Now, does Jay Uso's amount of moves equal the days of the week? Yes. Even then, I might think it's probably less. But this man is massively popular, and in some ways, if he lost here, it would have ruined everything for him. The whole story they were telling, the fact that he's very popular, selling all this.
I have to say this about the moveset thing. We ain't gonna sit up here and act like John Cena didn't have like a limited offensive moves, and we consider this man to go. Hogan did absolutely nothing in the ring but get beat up the whole time, and then Hulkamania starts to ramp up, and then he hits like what 4 moves of doom and hits the leg drop. 1, 2, 3, match over. Let's not forget Ultimate Warrior. Now, come on, now y'all stop with the limited offense, bro. Stop it. Y'all been holding people to a high standard with limited offense for a very long time. Stone Cold Steve Austin is another one of them. Stone Cold did not have that many moves in his bag, bro. The Rock actually did have a lot of moves in his bag. I ain't gonna say The Rock, damn near The Rock, but he had more moves in his bag. So let's stop with the whole he don't have a lot of moves in his arsenal to be a heavyweight, to be a champion. As many champions as we fuck out of here.
Merch, if he lost here, in some ways it would have been catastrophic. So he obviously earned the victory. He's over. He's very popular. Yeah, I don't think he's the best wrestler and all that, but congrats to him. They finished the whole story. If he's gonna have a lengthy title reign, I just want him to be presented in a way where he has to scratch and claw like crazy to win matches. I don't think he should be winning matches convincingly or anything like that. But yeah, congrats to Jay Uso. Solid opener. I don't think the match reached the expectations I had for it, but it's not an issue. The War Raiders defend the World Tag Team Championships against the New Day. Honestly, this is the match that I was least looking forward to. The New Day's heel turn hasn't been interesting at all.
Not gonna lie, I went to the bathroom during this match. I didn't watch this match. I didn't care for this one. I said in my predictions, I don't care for this one. This was a bathroom break match.
and it seems like it's been going on a loop. Both teams showed up here. The audience couldn't be bothered much by it. The War Raiders are giving them something to react to, but it wasn't much. The action was actually a bit solid here, not gonna lie. Ivar was risking it all. They had some back and forth, but it ended with the New Day winning the titles. They just wanted to get it over with. Kofi jumped onto those titles like he heard there was a free main event push, and there was some decent stuff in this match, but it was a bit hard to get invested in. But yeah, this match was just there. Jade Cargill faces Naomi. This is a fresh women's match for WrestleMania. They actually put an effort into a story without involving a former women's wrestler or a title. This is one of the first non-title women's singles match in WrestleMania history. Naomi deserves this, of course, and along with Cargill, they have worked super hard to make this story.
I'm mad that they didn't let Naomi win. Naomi should have won this one, bro. It fits the story. Because this is the thing. If you wasn't going to give Bianca the title, then why did you have Naomi lose? I don't know where they're going from here. I really don't know where they go from here. You didn't put the title on Bianca. You didn't let Naomi go over so that way she can have her run. So that way she could continue. Like, bro, her as a heel right now is good right now. That's good. Let her be a heel. Let her get a couple of wins under her belt. So that way, when you have her go up against somebody like Tiffany Stratton, she could probably take the title. And then her and Bianca could get into it. Her and Jade could get back into it. You had that triple threat match at SummerSlam between her, Bianca, and Jade for the SmackDown women's title. Dog, you have so much opportunity here with this woman, dog. Just push her, bro. I don't know why the WWE is so afraid to push Naomi, bro. She can do... Bro, she good. She has shown time and time again that she is good and solid and can go, bro. This heel run right here, it's a breath of fresh air for her. It's definitely what she needed. It's definitely a character that you can play off of going forward. I don't know why they bullshitting.
Work. Non-stop insults and comments towards each other on Twitter and on TV. They were working overtime for this one. The match started off hot. Naomi with her experience wears down Cargill, but she suddenly becomes superhuman with an insane catch of Naomi into a suplex. Naomi started to look like a rookie from here, doing the same move that failed again. She finally bounced back after Cargill made a mistake in the corner and the crowd was finally locked in here. This match did a great job in presenting Jade Cargill as a superwoman, as one of the strongest, most powerful women on the entire roster. Naomi tried her best, but Cargill was unstoppable on this night, and the finish was the best finish on the show up to this point. Plenty of aggression and venom, perfect for this feud. This was easily Cargill's best match on the main roster, and both women made good on the story.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with Jade. You know, the only problem I have is like Jade won the match. So now this feud is pretty much pointless now. So what do you do with Naomi from here? Because the only thing left for Jade now is either you're gonna put a mid-card title on her, or you're gonna let her go for the gold, or you're gonna let her go for the big leagues, for the main event scene. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking long term. I'm not thinking short term gratification here. I'm thinking long term. If I'm in the writer's room, I'm letting Naomi go over 10 times out of 10. I'm not giving the win to Jade. But I will, however, let Jade look dominant. But you could have easily let Naomi show her heel traits. So that way going forward, we know what to expect out of her. It's long-term storytelling, bro. We developing a character here. Let's build something with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Jade fire. Naomi should have been the bad girl here. She should have won with like a dirty move or something. The referee is distracted. She takes out some brass knuckles or something, hits Jade upside the head with it or something like that. I don't know. But I think that's what should have happened, bro. Naomi should have won this match, bro. I don't care, bro. I'm thinking long term. I'm not thinking short term.
And reach the potential of the match, which is always good to see, because I'm not expecting no classic here, but they fulfilled what the expectation of the match was. Naomi deserved the win, but honestly, with the storyline the way it was going, it always made sense for Jade Cargill to win. I mean, she was left sidelined for months in storyline because of an attack by Naomi. Surely she'd get her comeuppance on the biggest show of the year, right? But I like this one. I thought it was solid. I thought they did a good job with Jade.
Nah, I wanted to feel like Naomi got the one up on her, and she going to a whole different place. She's putting that past her, but Jade and her still got unfinished business. But what you do is you move Jade, you move Jade to fucking the other show, and you let her go crazy over there. And you would have this picture right here with the yeah. If you know, you know. You're the freaky ass nigga. If you know, you know. This goddamn picture right here. Let me get out this picture before we get age restricted.
Cargill here. Naomi played her role well. Everything aligned with this match. LA Knight defends the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu. This is a match that I thought would silently make its mark on the show. Solo Sikoa had a small moment with Fatu, and looking at it simply, it's kind of unfortunate on a personal level how he main evented SummerSlam last year and now he's not even on the show. But with that said, this match was simple. It was a very overwhelming battle for LA Knight. He had fought to almost no-sell the BFT in the beginning, and he was stuck under him. Simple big man story here, the crowd was more dead than a 2001 X-Pac match, which is so sad to see, especially because this is WrestleMania. It's like, bro, is there fans in there? Is it TKO bots in the crowd? What is this? LA Knight was balling here. Jacob Fatu was matching that kind of crazy, and they unlocked that crowd. LA Knight connected with a crazy BFT off the moonsault, and I'm almost upset that wasn't the finish. Fatu rebounded with 2 moonsaults to win the United States Championship, and it was bound to happen. But I'm glad they made good on the time given to them because this was a good match.
This was a fire ass match. I'm not even gonna hold you. This was a fire ass match. I enjoyed this one right here. I wanted LA Knight to keep the title because I don't know what you do with Jacob Fatu in the United States Championship. Do you? Because you know he's gonna feud with LA Knight for a little bit, but it's like, what about everybody else? What about I would have preferred him to get Solo and them away from him so he can go on a solo run by himself, because he doesn't need Solo and Tama Tonga and all them. Like, I think it would have been good if he didn't get the title, but if they are gonna, I feel like if they are gonna give him the title, then do they do something with Solo where Solo turns on him, or does he turn on Solo and go his own way with it? Like what do we do from here? That's the only question, but we'll have to see on SmackDown.
I really liked it. They turned that crowd around, which was probably the best part of the entire match. I wasn't happy watching the show, seeing this crowd being all dull, acting all slow. Like, bro, this is freaking WrestleMania. Wake the hell up. It's WrestleMania. You're not going to find a show any bigger than this. But Fatu wins the title. Miz was at ringside to congratulate him, which is nice. And I thought it was well deserved. Good match. What made it so good is that they noticed the crowd was dull, right? So they keep on knocking on that door. They go crazier. They go with the crazier moves, moments, spots. And that was enough to unlock them. So I thought that was nice. El Grande Americano was supposed to face Rey Mysterio, but Rey unfortunately got injured. So the debuting Rey Fenix replaced him.
Once again, this Vince McMahon ass booking, bro. You wanna know what they could have did to make this work? Have this guy come in and tag team with Chad Gable to give the illusion that that's not Chad Gable. We all know it's Chad Gable. So why are you playing with us? Stop playing with us. This Vince McMahon PG era ass booking right here. This is not what we here for, bro. You could have literally just did this with just Chad Gable. This was unnecessary. And then Ray get injured on top of that. And me personally, I don't like the finish. I don't like the metal in the mask and him using it as a weapon and stuff like that. Shouldn't that be a disqualification? Shouldn't they be able to see, like, hey, let me check your mask real quick. That look a little uneven. That would have been nice, but no. I don't like this booking right now, bro. They playing with our emotions like we stupid or something. Like, it's 2025. Get this booking up out of here. This is the type of booking that made us start looking at Vince like, bruh, come on now. We're not children. Even the kids know that this is Chad Gable. Come on, bruh.
This is a very high position for Phoenix, especially because he debuted a week ago. They could have given it to Dragon Lee for storyline purposes, but they went with the new guy. Vikingo was at ringside, which was a very weird sight to see, but it makes sense since WWE purchased AAA. That in itself is a crazy revelation, but it's WrestleMania right now. He got involved in the match after Americano provoked him, and the action was great. Phoenix was super smooth and at times captivating for himself and Americano, selling well, delivering his own offense well. It was a cool match. He got Chad Gable turning into a luchador, and I thought I was seeing 2007 Kurt Angle for a moment. My eyes flashed before me when I saw El Grande Americano hit a reverse moonsault into a backflip, whatever the hell it was, bro. I was hearing those sirens in Kurt Angle's theme song when I saw that. El Grande Americano was slick and dirty here. He cheated to win this, but they did it in a way to protect Rey Fenix. I just don't think, even though Phoenix debuted, that they were gonna wrap up this El Grande Americano story so soon. It just started. I highly doubt they're gonna end it so soon. But this was pretty fun. I enjoyed it because it offered something entirely different to the rest of the card, and the fact that we got to see some flippy stuff here. Do I think it's a bit crazy that Rey Fenix lost one of his first matches? Yeah, but it doesn't really take away the enjoyment of this match, because I thought these two worked very hard to put on a show. Vikingo in the ring is the craziest thing I've seen during the show for sure. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte, the WWE Women's Championship is up for grabs. We've heard and saw some odd things in the build to this match. It wasn't a good build before the incident 2 weeks ago, but for good and for bad, the segment put more eyes on the match.
The promo's been all over the place because you don't know if they're real, you don't know if they're fake, you don't know if they're shooting from the hip, because you know Charlotte got a pass with being very rude and disrespectful to women that she feuds with. So you don't know. But boy, when they got into this match, boy, they went to work. I ain't gonna lie to you. They went to work for the first half. Then probably like the second half, it slowed down a little bit. It was kind of like, It's like, all right, it's the momentum starting to dwindle down. But they did what they needed to do to get this match to the climax.
Didn't think the match would be bad at all. If anything, it's nights like these where Charlotte shines the brightest. Special entrance for Tiffany Stratton. Charlotte arrogantly took control early on and took a page out of Stephanie Vaquer's book. The attire's matching was kind of a weird move. I don't know how that went down ironically, or they were trying to do it on purpose as if she's like the new blonde girl around. I don't know. But it was weird. The commentary talking about Heat was so stupid, and I was about to turn into one of those old guys like Bill Watts or Dusty Rhodes hearing it. Why do we have to mention backstage here stupid nonsense that's outside of the wrestling world? With that said, these two had some time on their hands and a very open opportunity to have the best match on the show. There were some awkward moments though throughout it. For some reason, once they get things going, there's an awkward moment. It kept on happening until the very end. Charlotte had hurt her knee during the match in storyline, which didn't allow for her to properly lock in the figure four. Stratton had the same moment in a different language with the springboard. This was a rough and physical match. Match wasn't coherent, and it felt like Charlotte was telling Tiffany what to do at some points. Good knee work from both women, and judging by their faces, they were roughened up like crazy. It's such a strange match that if you didn't watch it, you just have to understand what I'm talking about. Just when I think they're actually going to do something, the match ends with Tiffany Stratton retaining the title. I was actually stunned how she retained the title, because I thought to myself, we were about to see like Charlotte under the brightest lights, this like WrestleMania Charlotte and all that, but we didn't see that at all.
Yeah, I was shocked that Tiffany won. I was expecting Charlotte to win, to be like rookie mistake, and then let her get back at SummerSlam, but no.
And even though it was a big victory, I didn't feel like it was the biggest win in her career. At the end of the day, this match had some awkward moments. You do wish the match could have been special and whatnot, but it just wasn't to be. It just wasn't that night. Crowd did care a bit, but that crowd's my biggest enemy today, to be honest with you guys. WrestleMania, they're acting like it's freaking main event or AEW Dark or something. I don't know, but weird match. It wasn't entirely bad, but it wasn't what I expected. And the main event, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk all vying for glory and possibly Paul Heyman. The build for this match was the weirdest of them all. I thought Seth Rollins grew into it comfortably by the end of it, as they made his intentions and emotion much more prominent. Other than that, this did seem like the beginning of the end of the Wise Man and Tribal Chief combo. Rollins had a great entrance. Roman didn't even need to do much, but he had that aura, and CM Punk had an amazing video package with this Fire Burns plank. It's one of the best packages in recent memory. It showed Punk's journey through WWE and his rise to the top. Living Color performed Cult of Personality while Paul Heyman entered the ring with the Second City Sing. It's like it never left, because that was the same story 12 years ago at WrestleMania 29. You can see how happy Punk was to have this moment. Man had tears in his eyes. Now with that said, this match was toxic. They got Roman acting up here with a dive over the barricade. He looked very good here in form, and it's the best version of Roman Reigns we've seen since WrestleMania 40. There was plenty of heat and animosity between these guys. They understood that the main event of WrestleMania is the main event, and I think this was one of the first matches on the show to actually feel like WrestleMania. White Party Seth Rollins was wild in here. There was this moment where he caught heat and went crazy. He dropped both of them, hit a stomp on Reigns, but it wasn't enough for the victory. And Roman had a great kick out here, I gotta say that. Then Punk had his moment of excitement.
This was very good. Once they picked it up and started going crazy, went outside the ring and started, this match picked up really good, bruh. A really fire ass match, bro. This was good. This was good shit.
This irritated Rollins so bad that he convinced Roman to go back to the Shield days. He turned on him. I like this moment. Reigns can't let go of Rollins being the one that changed everything, and that powerbomb on Rollins, it was years of hatred behind it. But even with that in a spirit, it wasn't enough. This whole thing was incredible and gives you that feeling of a match you don't want to end. Then the question came up. What about Paul Heyman? They switched the light on him with that steel chair and some dramatic cinematic experience, and this is what Roman lives for. Now this iteration of cinema, I don't really call it cinema, but you get the whole point, was actually good. Heyman turned on Punk after teasing he would do the same to Roman, and this guy didn't want to do it, but in his eyes, it was CM Punk that made him do it. Roman thought he had his moment after 11 years to return the favor on the biggest stage in the biggest match of their careers. Instead, it was a ploy. And the same tragedy that folded 11 years ago was the same story. Roman probably couldn't trust his bet to stay still at this point because he had Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins turn on him, two of the closest people in his life. He's gonna be eating his food with a little paranoia. Seth Rollins scored the victory in one of the biggest triple threat matches in WrestleMania history, and I can't say it wasn't deserved. This is a proper WrestleMania main event. You had the action, intensity, drama, and an outcome that would allow for you to look forward. That's what you want in a WrestleMania match. They understood the assignment for this match. Everything about it.
Yes, they definitely understood the assignment for this match. This was the true main event of WrestleMania, not that other bullshit we got night 2, bruh. That bullshit we got night 2 falls in comparison, because, bruh, the way night 2 was going, I was thinking night 2 was finna be special because it was belt to ass on night 1, but once we got to that main event, oh my God, we'll get there when we get there though. But this was the true main event of the night. It ain't even up for debate, bruh.
Aligned. I don't have a single problem with this match at all. It was great. What makes it so great? Every one of those elements, they had them there. They had all the elements together, all rolled up into one to make this one of the better WrestleMania matches of the last couple of years. Rollins turning wasn't too surprising because he kind of showed during the build that he hated these men so much, so clearly he would do something devious just to get at them. I do think it's a bit weird how Paul Heyman's going to become Seth Rollins' manager, but they're going to explain that one easily. Alright, that's WrestleMania 41 Night 1. Not the best show.
Alrighty, 2 for 1, 2 for 1. We about to go into it. Night 2, let's get it, let's get it.
WrestleMania Night 2. Now heading into this event, Night 1 wasn't exactly the best of nights. The show didn't feel too like WrestleMania. It does seem like WWE was going to try and fix this problem for Night 2. That said,
yeah, I say Night 1, they was on pilot mode, but Night 2, oh boy, they started off with bangers.
We did leave with a great main event for Night 1 and one of the better main events in recent memory with that triple threat match. It had all the action and it established a new storyline to look forward to. With that said, let's get into it. Stephanie McMahon kicked off the show to welcome everyone to WrestleMania. The first match on the show is Triple Threat. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. The Women's World Championship is on the line. This match had a claim to main event Night 1. Obviously, we all know how it turned out, but there was a time where it felt like this match had a chance. There's plenty of optimism as it relates to this match heading into it. Bianca had her special entrance here. Rhea was more simple. She had a headgear on, but her entrance did feel WrestleMania-like, of course, and she had the best reaction from these three. This match before it happened seems to feel like a match that would shape up the rest of the year for the Raw Women's division. Surely one of these women goes to SmackDown this month. Regardless of this match situation, Bianca and Rhea is always destined for WrestleMania. It just makes too much sense. Io was a standout early on, and in storyline, she looked like the woman that wanted to prove a point. Great spot with Rhea throwing Io into Bianca with the Razor's Edge. It solidified her as a one-woman wrecking crew. The spots flowed through well, and each woman had a great moment to shine. This was the best spot in the match up to a certain point later on for me. When this moment here happened, I just knew Io would be my favorite in the entire match. She was woman of the match for certain. But then Bianca just pounced her like crazy. It was incredible. Riptide, still not enough. The match felt super intense up to this point, and it was as if each one of them believed that would be the match. Like whatever move they hit would win it. This crowd crowd was going insane and we had a WrestleMania on our hands. This is WrestleMania, not whatever the hell that fraud ass show was yesterday. Belair was vicious and at times emotional and frustrated. She was way more aggressive than she had shown in last year. This moment here was cringe, to be honest. I felt a sense of discomfort here when Rhea flipped her over and dropped her on the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Belair and Rhea had this super intense battle, a battle where one mistake would end it. And it was Belair with her aggression that found an opening. KOD, but Sky flied in the air with a moonsault to steal the match for the win. Okay. I can't recommend this match enough. From an in-ring standpoint, I think it was better than anything from night one. This match...
Bruh, this was match of the night. It's not even up for debate. Got that damn... Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. We must stay focused. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. We must stay focused. I'm just saying, we must stay focused.
Lord Jesus. Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
But anyways.
match was insane.
Yeah, but this was best match of the night by far. No match competes with this one right here. The Intercontinental Championship match is a close second, but it ain't close enough. God damn it. This was match of the night. No questions about it. No debates. Rhea, Io, and Bianca all went crazy in this one. I hate the fact that this was a starter. This should have came on before the main event. That's what I feel. But man, did they come out with a banger, bro. This was fire from start to fucking finish. They went balls to the wall. Io really impressed me here the most. Io really impressed me here the most. She definitely keep the title on her. I'm not even mad that Bianca lost. I wanted Bianca to win. I'm not even mad. Keep the title on Io, bro, because Io is definitely, definitely next up. Let's keep the title on her for at least till SummerSlam. Then let's see what you do with somebody else. But for right now, keep this title on Io, bro. She is hers, bro.
Not a single minute here was dry or boring or whatever. Sky in particular was so damn insane here. I have to mention that. This match will probably be the performance people point to in her career, because to me, you don't get these kind of performances often in your career, especially under the brightest lights, which makes it that much special. When you're under the brightest lights at WrestleMania, you have this kind of performance, you're a star forever. Io Sky was world class. Amazing stuff here. I can't stress it enough. Now, a takeaway from this match is that these women basically had a point to prove. They're like, hey, we're going to open the show, we're going to go insane, and they did. This is one of the best women's triple threat matches ever. I think it's better than the WrestleMania 32 match, to be honest. Everyone played their role here. Bianca was like a demon at times as the match went on. It felt like she thought the title was anointed to her before the match began or something, and when it didn't go that way, she became insane. Rhea was great here, throwing them around. Everything aligned together here, and I can't stress it enough that this is one of the best women's matches in WrestleMania history, and it's one of the best WrestleMania matches in recent memory. Sin City Street Fight, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. This huge scene.
This was pretty good. Not too much. Not too much, but they definitely picked it up by the time it was time to get to the meat and potatoes of the match. They definitely picked up the intensity. So this was a pretty good match. Say B+, solid match.
Seems like a throwaway one, but there's actually a history there with Priest cashing in on McIntyre a year ago. You guys know how McIntyre is always emotional, he's always bitter, he's always angry. It makes sense. Special entrances for both Drew and Priest here. Drew is Doom Slayer character. Priest came out to Slayer. He had the lead guitarist perform for him. Yeah, WWE really thinks highly of these two. Aggressive action early on. This worked in Drew's favor, and he decided to take a picture of this action. I think with Drew, the way he operates on the internet, he definitely has a troll account and 10,000 followers. I just know it. Drew is going overboard with his intentions here. Every act of offense had some sort of bitterness behind it. Great heat here, both guys put in the work. Intensity was important in this kind of match, especially from Drew's side, so I'm glad that was done. Vicious future shock DDT on the steps, it got the crowd reacting. Through the tables, Drew knew that wasn't enough and basically ended Priest with a brutal Claymore to win the match. This is a great match. What makes this such a great match is the fact that the emotion and intensity is off the charts. It felt like they hated each other, especially Drew McIntyre. That guy seemed like a super villain wanting to kill Priest here with that Claymore onto the steel chair. It was insane. And props to both men, you know, like obviously they could have had different matches. Drew could have been in a different position, but not everyone's gonna be in the main event. Someone's gotta be on the undercard, and these two made good on their position, so there's that. Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor.
Second best match of the night.
And Dominic Mysterio. This had the potential to steal the show. Balor and Mysterio have their issues. Penta at his first WrestleMania, and Breaker destroying anybody in his sight. This match was Braun Breaker showing how much of a lunatic he is. This man was everywhere. I gotta mention that. The Judgment Day were on the same page for the most part, till you guys know what happened. And again, Braun Breaker, all I have to do is say his name. This man couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, Braun Breaker was MVP of this match, hands down. Nobody was outshining him. This is the next guy up. And what they did with him tonight on Raw, oh, we definitely gonna get into that in another video. But for right now, let's just keep it focused on WrestleMania.
Dom was a sneaky bastard. Penta did what he did best for the last 3 months, being a showman and all that. But watching this, Braun Breaker was presented in an incredible way, as if he's the man to watch out for this year. Carlito was causing too much trouble for his own good. You just knew the spear was coming, and I was laughing my ass off when Breaker caught him. Everyone gets their moment here. They get to hit their moves. Mexican Destroyer, Spear, coup de grace, but it was Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio, who stole the win. Dom stole the win, much to the dismay of Finn Balor. He was super upset that it had to go down like that, and it's clear that they're telling a long-term story here with the end of the Judgment Day. Maybe Balor does get kicked out tomorrow night, but just want to say the man of the match of this match is Braun Breaker. No doubt about it for me. Breaker was absolutely incredible here, and it's something that is very important to mention. It felt like he was levels above these guys in terms of card positioning. It showed a lot here, but yeah, this is a great match. Flowed by well, very enjoyable. We got to see a lot with these guys, and I'm actually glad it turned out to be a fatal 4-way, you know? Like, I thought Braun Breaker and Penta would be a good match on its own. I'm actually glad they added Dom and Finn here. It adds to the story, and seeing Dirty Dom steal the title was a cool moment. Randy Orton faces a mystery opponent. Orton was supposed to face Kevin.
I thought they was gonna get Jeff Hardy, and the rumors then, and come to find out, there was rumors that it was going to be Jeff Hardy. They was gonna have Jeff Hardy come out and face Randy, but they took me for a swerve. I was not expecting Joe Henry. I was not expecting him at all. I was expecting Jeff. I was expecting Sammy. I was expecting Rusev. I was expecting somebody. I was expecting somebody to come in. Shit, I was even thinking, shit, would it be Chris Jericho? Because Chris Jericho been talking about coming back to WWE. I'm thinking that may have happened. I don't know. I don't know, but when Joe Henry came out, I was like, "Ew." That took me for a loop. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's what we doing. All right, I'm here for it. I'm here for it." But Jeff Hardy would have definitely. Jeff Hardy would have got me out my seat, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Owens in a great potential match, but Owens is out indefinitely. So we had to see a mystery opponent. Now WWE hyped up this mystery opponent by playing a video package of Randy Orton's history at WrestleMania. By the way, he has an incredible history at the show. Plenty of icons and legends. Surely the next guy would be someone that would be a formidable opponent for Randy Orton. It's Joe Henry. Joe Henry was the opponent. Now, if it was me, I'd have Orton win in 20 seconds, but this is the TNA World Champion, and that alone would be messed up. He had some offense in here, but he got the RKO in about 4 minutes. Orton was just vibing here, and this was like one of those SmackDown matches you see at the 32nd minute, you know, it's like, oh, it's gonna last for like 4 or 5 minutes. This was what it is here. Henry has his moment at WrestleMania, which is insane.
Nigga, when he turned around to the camera and then Randy RKO'd him out of nowhere, nigga, I died laughing on the floor. At work, bro. I was at work dying laughing, bro, when this nigga turned around to the camera like, and then Randy Orton came out over and said, ugh. I was like, I died laughing, bro. That was hilarious, bro. to see that man get RKO like that, bro, that shit was fucking hilarious. Great camera work, by the way.
To me, because this is a singles match against Randy Orton. It's not exactly a spot that many have in their career. They just went in and out with it. Now, personally, I think Orton should have faced someone else. I think someone more formidable and someone that'd be around. Nonetheless, Joe Hendry has his moment here at WrestleMania, and they found a way to put Orton on the show, so there's that. AJ Styles against Logan Paul.
Shit was
This just might be
trash.
one of AJ Styles' best WrestleMania matches. That's a bit of an expectation I had before this match.
The shit was trash, bro. Shit was garbage. The ending was just, why? Karrion Kross, why are you here? Shit was trash, bro. Fuck out of here.
Because it certainly had the potential to be fast-paced wrestling early on. Styles made it a bit intense, but Paul stuck to what he knew. Cool moment with the drone used to record Paul hit the frog splash, and he managed to slow down the pace. At this point, Styles had zero offense. This lasted for about 5 minutes. Small moment in there, but it wasn't until Paul got too arrogant. Now, one of the things I don't like about Logan Paul is how the match seems like it's not super connected. It's just him being a douche and Styles sitting still waiting for him to do some aerial move and flip off the fans. He's very athletic though. Also, 2002 Paul was better because he was throwing everything he could. That's the thing I noticed about old Logan Paul compared to now. He had this like sense of urgency to like put on a show and all this, but they probably told him to slow it down because that's what a heel should be. There's a difference with him then and now. He's got to wrestle that slow heel thing that I despise because not everybody has to wrestle the same way. Spot monkey Logan Paul, who was jumping all over the place 3 years ago, would have made this a better match. He was dominant here with Styles during some parts of the match, putting up nothing. He hit the Styles clash, but since he wasn't AJ, he didn't hit it right and Styles hit one of his own. One of Logan's guys came out and Karrion Kross came to the rescue. He's been somewhat involved with the story and has been wanting to corrupt AJ. This basically showed that Kross was right because AJ messed up on a phenomenal forearm and Paul took advantage to win the match. Decent match. It's not much to talk about though because he might have saw this match on Raw before. That's what it felt like. This was basically a pure Raw match, and one of the things I didn't like about it is how it didn't have energy. It felt like Logan Paul dominated for far too long with Styles having far less offense than you'd think. I think this should have been a battle, not necessarily a war, but a battle where it basically tests Logan Paul. Didn't turn out to be that way. He just dominated for the most part and beat him up. Had one mistake and got saved by Karrion Kross, who distracted AJ. It's not a match you'll really care about. I was hoping Styles would win here, but they're trying to tie into the whole Karrion Kross thing where he's basically playing devil's advocate, and if you don't listen to him, something bad's gonna happen to you. So there's that, but this match should have been done entirely different from when the bell rang. Because if it was, I think it would have been much better. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defend the tag team titles against Lyra Valkyria and a mystery opponent. Bayley.
Seeing Becky Lynch come back was cool, but why did they get rid of Bayley? Why did they get Bayley injured the night before? Why injure her the night before? If you gonna injure her on night one, then just have the match on night one. Why injure her on night one and then tell old girl that she need to find her a partner by night two? That terrible booking, terrible.
It was attacked before the event, which I thought was messed up. She was planning to be in this match. Or maybe they told her beforehand, but it's not a good position to be taken away from. That's all I'm gonna say. Lyra's partner wasn't hyped up much, but it was the returning Becky Lynch. She got an incredible reaction here. She looks very healthy and driven. Fans went crazy, of course. Becky Lynch is a much needed asset to the Raw Women's Division. She's a much needed asset to the WWE Women's Division. This is her first appearance since May of 2024. Her last appearance was actually against Liv Morgan, ironically, so their story somewhat ties into this match. The match was a basic tag team match. Lyra was isolated. Becky comes in for the tag, and once she came out, I thought it didn't bode well for the champion's chances. They tried to make the most with the time given, and some of the action was solid, but ultimately we all knew how it was gonna end. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria on top. They scored the victory here, and I do wonder how do they go about the Bayley storyline. Maybe she could become bitter over Becky replacing her and turning on Lyra afterwards. I don't know, but we'll see. Glad to see Becky back and in action once again. Bro, Stone Cold crashed his ATV into the LED board. And the main event.
Bruh, hey, whoever about to tell them to bring me my money. Yeah. Tell them to bring me my money. But I'm on that flow like Ezel, nigga. My neck and my back. Oh, I want 150 million. but we can settle this out court right now for $20 million. I'm suing. I'm getting my money. God damn it. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm getting my money. We getting paid over here. Money being made around here, baby. Fuck you, man.
Cody Rhodes defends the undisputed WWE Championship against John Cena. The last time is now for John Cena. This is a massive heel turn in the history of WWE. John Cena going to the dark side is something that many of us didn't imagine only 2 months ago. It also goes to show how much faith and investment WWE has in Cody Rhodes. Cena came out with nothing special and it was a plain entrance. But Rhodes had some dirt bikes out here, but other than that, it's similar to last year's. The crowd was actually rooting for Cena and booing Cody at times, which is funny, but times have changed. Cena's contempt for the crowd was really shown just in the introduction here. He only had one job here. He wasn't here to put on a show, none of that. He looked so disinterested throughout the match. I even saw this guy hit a boot. Yeah, this guy's definitely a heel, because when was the last time you saw John Cena hit a boot? Apparently he was communicating calls in the ring. I didn't hear it because I was watching on the TV. His moveset was noticeably different. Great spinning DDT from the top rope, and Cena was wrestling like a classic heel. The shoulder tackles were much more aggressive than they used to be, and then from out of nowhere he pulled an AA for a near fall. Then a super one from the top rope. Man, my goat might be cooked. Cody still had fight in him, but found himself in the same position for the third time. STF method was patched and Cody rebounds, but the ref was knocked down. Cena resorted to cheating and hit a fourth AA. Not this moment, Travis Scott came out. This is the problem with this match. Did he look like the megastar that he is? Yeah. But the reason this falls flat is because he was RMXing like crazy and taking so long to come out. In addition, for a celebrity, he had too big of a role in time in this match. The fact that The Rock didn't show up was a massive problem that affected this entire story. It's a huge gap that always has to be acknowledged. We got Travis Scott instead. Does he have the wrestling ability like The Rock? Hell no, this guy's just a rapper. But it's all about the celebrity influence. Now, I actually like Travis Scott, but his moment in that match was too long. Cena manipulated Rhodes, who looked silly, but it also calls back to the story of how Cody wouldn't abandon his morals. I would have liked to see him be smart just in that moment, take away the title but hit a crossroads, because him falling for that trick was very cookie cutter. Cena's character work was the best part of this match for me. He's most likely going to become a much more versatile heel. That's the best takeaway for this match for me, but man, if Rock didn't show up and do all that nonsense, this would have been better served. He's the pulse of this story, and to me, and many other people, I know some of you guys agree with this, he makes or breaks the story because he has a big influence in it. With that said, Cena's heroic acts officially died tonight as he broke all the rules to become a 17-time world champion. A good moment, but I think in some ways, Cody should have pissed off Cena so much to the point where he brutalized him for the win. I don't know if that's WrestleMania 17 talking, but we're not booking the show. TKO gotta make some space for Travis Scott and co, but John Cena's won his 17th world title, and he did it in the worst way possible. In storyline. The way they did it as well, booking wise, wasn't that good to be honest, but it happened. The match was weird because I enjoyed parts of it, and honestly, I didn't really see people talk about it. I really like John Cena's heel work. It actually makes me optimistic for his character over the next couple of months. I will say,
yeah, that's what I was enjoying too about it. It was like there was a story being told that I don't think people were realizing, and that was Cody said that John can't wrestle. John showed Cody that, dude, I don't have to wrestle. I have ring IQ. I've been in this match multiple times. I can handle this in any way I want to. I've been in the ring with some of the best to ever do this. I've learned over the years I can do this with little to no effort. And John Cena actually went out here and proved that he could do this with little to no effort. So in my personal opinion, Cena did his part. I like the story that was being told there. Yes, he did not put in a lot of offense, but every time Cody started to get momentum, John Cena slapped him back down. It's the storytelling that made this match. The ending was terrible. Travis Scott, terrible. No Rock. Travis Scott is annoying as hell. That shit was terrible. But when it was just those two in the ring fighting each other, that was fine. I didn't have no problem with that. I didn't have no problem with them going back and forth. But it's the Travis Scott part. Once Travis Scott comes in, the match deteriorates so fucking badly, bro. That's what ruined the entire match, was the Travis Scott part. Other than that, though, it was a solid match, but it did tell a story, though. It definitely told the story.
Say though, the match got carried by the finishers. I would have liked to see the final arc extended a bit. you know, because Cody held the title through plenty of troubles, and the best way for him to go out is on a stretcher. Cena was much better than he had been in previous years, and as a performance, personally, I liked it for his first heel run, but as a match, it was missing that final story beat involving The Rock. Travis Scott was too involved with the match, and Rhodes was a bit silly, believing that his hero would change when he's got the wrestling symbolism of a gun in his hand, that being the title, and because of that, he cost himself the title. Crowd atmosphere was amazing. It was a vibe, color, atmosphere, everything about the feeling of this match was perfect. Regardless of that, John Cena is a 17-time champion, so there's that. Alright, that's WrestleMania Night 2. This event was basically like the inverse of yesterday's event, where it was bad undercard, good main event. That's kind of what happened here. I'm not gonna say the main event as a match was terrible, but the way they went about it was just so odd. We were better off seeing John Cena cheat without Travis Scott, and if Travis Scott did come in, his influence would be minimal. Other than that, we got some good stuff in here, you know? Like, the first half of that show was amazing. We got Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley put on a match of that night. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest destroyed each other. Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship match was very fun, but after that, the show kind of like falters a bit. Main event, I won't say I hated it, but that Rock cloud was hovering over it, and we can't just say, oh, you forget about him. He literally initiated the whole heel turn. He's the one that basically said that he wanted Cody's soul and all that. The match got harmed because of it. What if people excused the whole Travis Scott thing if Rock came out the end? I would say so. There was still complaint anyways, but it would be a logical conclusion to Cody's title reign. Good first half, not so good second half. Alright, what you guys think of WrestleMania?
Alrighty, man. That's just gonna about do it for this one. Man, night 1 was Night 2, thought they was gonna put belt. It was looking like belt to ass on night 1, but that main event ruined